And just like that, done with all the side quests. Might have taken us 2.5 hours to do them, but we're done for now. We can finally move on with the story. Although we do have a couple things to check out. Let's just check out. Looks like we got a
Come
letter,
back.
and I guess some new items for us to look at. Not that we really spend too much
Exchange
time looking at that, but the letter would be interesting to read. Probably some letter from some side quest we did. Two of them. Telemon Maid. Oh, from Mid. Thanks again for helping get the dungeon in order. Had you not rode gallantly to our rescue, I reckon poor Owen and them lot would still be stuck stealing blight water over a bonner. There's always room for improvement, though, so don't get your knickers in a knot should I come a knocking at your chamber door looking for more spheres and ash and whatnot. Mid. That was the weirder science one that gave us more potions. Oh, this one we just did, I think. The courage to fight. What happened in Eastpool with the bearers and the guardians have been a long time coming, and I'm proud that it could finally happen here in Rosaria. The duchy of old may be no more, but Archduke Elwin's dream still burns in the hearts of many, and it is through victories such as these that the fire will spread. This is only the beginning, Clive, but a fine beginning it is. Nice. It's nice reading those letters. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could read all those, but I think we started reading those at a point, but don't feel like it right now. It's fine. Just kind of a description of where it came from and what it represents, I imagine.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of
But
them.
yeah, I think we just got that one from that last side quest we just finished. Now let's go pick up our item.
Ah, I wasn't expecting you back so.
Free item. Man, there's still so many. Can't believe there's still three more. Like another 1200 renown to get this. Ooh, Genji. Genji's gloves. I mean, this is another 1200 renown. I don't remember if it's been so long since we did a main story quest. I don't even know if we get renown for that. Please tell me there's not 1200 points of renown and side quests for me to still do. Although I suppose you might get some from. Damn, that's a lot of ability points. A fitting performance. Natalie reports an unexpected surplus in Dalamis stores, and as a means of showing the town's gratitude for past assistance, has expressed her distinct wish that one Lord Underhill partake in their good fortune. I mean, the items are probably cool, but I'll take those
Here you
ability
are.
points.
Come again. I may have more for you.
Yeah, maybe we get renowned for some hunts, but I don't remember. Let's go. Main story time.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just, I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps... perhaps the prince feels the same.
Oh, I forgot about Bahamut. The hell is he doing? Yeah, I mean, I would assume that Odin is going to be our final icon, but who knows? I wasn't expecting Shiva. But it's got to be Odin. Hopefully, when we do get our final icon, whoever it might be, I hope they let us select 4 in the quick menu. There's like so many icons and you can only select 3. It's stupid. What happened to him? I thought we took care of him before he left. Why is he in such a bad shape? Get his ass beat again?
What is this place?
Don't move.
The food look so good. That bread looked amazing. Why does the food always look so good in RPGs? Trying to eat healthy and lose weight.
Here.
Can't be looking
it's
at
fresh
all
from
this
the well.
food.
Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
You telling me this little girl has been taking care of this dude the whole time?
The fiend works from the shadows.
We might need
Was it you
Bahamut.
who guided my hand, then Ultima?
We might need him to help us with Odin.
No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them.
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed,
You don't look it.
thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
I wonder where this place is. It doesn't look familiar to me.
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Oh, I keep forgetting about that star. I'm telling you, that is bound to be important at some point. Don't know
Perhaps
when,
he can find an answer.
but I'm positive of it.
You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you coming!
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.
New letter. New hunt as well. Interesting. A lot of hunts. I don't even know if I want to really do these hunts. Another S tier. Oh, you do get renown for doing these hunts. That's probably where you get quite a bit of the renown. The Tricephalic Terror. I still think it's, compared to the other S tier, the name of the other S tier is insane. Oh, there's another one. Ruined Reawakened. It's not even the one I was talking about. The Breaker of Worlds. That's a name. I mean, the name alone makes me want to do the hunts. Maybe. I'm still thinking about it.
Nicks and lumps.
I've been playing this game for so long, I don't even know if I'm in the mood to continue on with hunts. Let's go and read that letter, though.
The stew's awfully thin these days.
And tail makes 4. 5. There's but one crystal left, needs cracking. And but one man who can do it. See that you don't miss. Oh, yeah, I forgot. There's still that one mother crystal to do. Alright, let's get this started. I guess we gotta speak with Vivian. She's gotta give us our GPS path or something.
I still say we're
That's pretty much only thing she's been useful for this whole game.
Ah, Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
Then tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
All right.
Mid's awesome.
All right,
I like Mid.
if it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood?
I don't understand why this lady's always so pissy. She always got an attitude, this lady. Like, no reason.
Barnabas Tharm, the one they call the Last King. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldemark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canvas streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash.
Those beastmen are no joke.
Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped, and Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Oh my god.
What will it be today?
I'm just gonna, I want to pretend that I didn't see that side quest pop up. You gotta be shitting me, dude. Another
How may I help you today?
Why? Why is there another side quest? I don't think I've ever played a Final Fantasy game that is just like... I feel like this is like a chore now. I'm probably punishing myself by doing the side quest, but it shouldn't be this much of a chore. I guess I don't really spend that much time doing... I mean, I didn't feel like this when I was doing the side quest in Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Please, your grace, stay
Definitely
strong.
didn't seem like there was that many, for one. I think there was like 27 or something.
Ah, my Lord Marquis.
Oh, it's the Jote, yeah.
It was the greatest honor of my life.
It is the greatest honor of my life to be appointed protector to his grace. I have served him in that capacity since he first began his journey across Valisthea. The purpose of which was twofold: to further the undying knowledge of Ultima and to further his grace's knowledge of you, my lord. After he learned of your survival, your brother insisted that we try to trace your movements. Thanks to the investigations of my fellow acolytes, we learned of your having taken the name of Cid.
But now
our journey together is at an end. His grace bids me remain here and protect those you and he hold dear.
So I bid you.
So I bid you, my lord, if I might be so bold, please look after him in my stead. Ask about the hideaway.
Your companions are kind indeed.
Fallout 4 energy. Maybe. I didn't finish that game either. Your companions are kind indeed. Everyone has been most welcoming. Lady Taya has been especially gracious, though I know something of the medicinal arts. It is hardly enough to warrant the acclaim of one so skillful.
I
must admit at first I doubted that her praise was sincere. We Undying are trained in what few simple skills might serve us in the field. There is certainly no praise for those who excel in such endeavors.
But I see now.
But I see now that this is your way. You encourage each other, that each might lend their strength to the cause, no matter how seemingly slight their contribution. Maybe this will be an easy one. Phoenix, heal thyself.
Is anything the matter? You seem troubled. Perhaps I might be able to help.
My lord. Yes. Perhaps you might. It's your brother. His condition continues to worsen, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with each passing day.
I had feared as much.
Yeah, that thing didn't look very good.
Which can ease the suffering of those afflicted by the curse, but...
I'm gonna go kill some monsters.
His case is severe. The drafts I have been able to prepare for him thus far have ceased to have any real effect. So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades among the Undying about the possibility of finding something stronger. And thankfully, a recipe was found. The only problem being that the critical ingredient is exceptionally hard to come by, and our supplies are almost exhausted. Unless we can secure more soon, your brother's anguish will likely become unbearable. My lord, I know that I have no right to make demands of you. But would you help? For Joshua's sake.
For Joshua? Anything.
Kind of wild that this is just a side quest.
So, what is this critical ingredient?
A rare herb by the name of stonerwort.
What are the chances I already have it?
Ether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps to counteract the curse. We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more ether has erupted from the earth there recently, leaving the whole area flooded. The search continues for a new source. One that we might reach without being turned.
So it's only that you can't reach it? The Stonerwort itself is unharmed by the flood?
Well, yes, but...
Then I shall go in your stead.
But, my lord...
You've yet to find another source, correct? So for now, the aqueduct is our best hope. Besides, I'm a dominant. The ether can't hurt me.
Well, if you're sure, my lord. Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. Search around the aqueduct, and you're sure to find some soon enough. I shall remain here and prepare the other ingredients.
You would think with all the extra stuff we've been doing on the side the whole time, just once we would have the ingredient already in our inventory. Nope. We do not. At least it seems somewhat simple. Just get to it. Oh, this is actually where we picked up Ambrosia for the first time. Now let's just make sure. Nope, nope, no teleporter, unfortunately. Looks like we have to run. Too bad we can't fly in this game.
All right.
You know, a couple days ago, I mean, I have Game Pass and a Steam Deck. And while you can't, you know, if you use Steam OS for your Steam Deck, which is what it comes in, or, you know, default, it's the operating system, which is excellent. if you just want to play Steam
Yute
games.
mentioned blood red petals.
And I mean, you could do other things like emulation and all that, but it does not support Game Pass. But if you look online, there are ways to set it up to use the cloud. Like Game Pass has like a cloud service where you can play games in the cloud.
Just my luck.
Ah,
Well,
just messed that up.
till they're gone.
And anyways, you can set it up on Steam, on your Steam Deck to play cloud games. Which is alright. I'm not the biggest fan of cloud games, but it works decent. Especially if it's not like a super fast game, you know. I was actually booted up Starfield. Thinking about giving that a chance. I haven't put too much time into it. I probably only spent, I don't know, an hour in it. Not like I had much time to play. I was like going to bed. I was like, yeah, let me try it out for a little bit. And that was it. And I just got into the ship pretty much, right? Yeah, the first ship that you get. It's pretty much as far as I got. And there was like an intro like battle sequence for like ship fighting. And I swear to you, I had like the hardest time trying to kill these ships. Because I mean, like, there's like all these controls that are super new to you, and like they introduce like the fighting with like one enemy, and then after that there's like two enemies. And the thing I was having a hard time with was, I mean, it was hard enough to hit these enemies, but if you like brought their shields down and were like doing damage to them, if for whatever reason you stopped doing damage to them and didn't hit them for an extended period of time, which didn't seem like that long, probably, I don't know, 20-30 seconds of you not hitting the person,
Better collect as much as I can before
their shield
reinforcements
starts to regenerate. So then you would have to like damage their shields again.
That should do it.
And these guys are like flying
get
through
these back to you,
space, and I'm like, I just barely learned the controls. So like, I would hit them, and then I couldn't hit them anymore, and then their shields would, fill up full. When it was just one, it wasn't too bad. But when there was two of them, I was hitting one and then the other, and then your shields were always going back up. And I swear that fight took me like 15 minutes. I was so pissed off. You don't have faith in cloud gaming, but you like the Steam Deck? I'm not a fan of cloud gaming, but there is no way to play native games, native Game Pass games on Steam Deck. And it was, I think, the way to set up the Game Pass cloud feature on it was to like do it through a browser. So I think you like download like Microsoft Edge, and you set it up through the browser, and it works. If I could like download the game and not do it through cloud gaming, I would. And that's how I would that's how I do it. I mean, I'm not even a fan of like the service, model. I'll spend like I'd rather get the physical game, to be honest. But Game Pass is pretty cool. So
Yes, my lord.
I gotta say,
Thank you.
it's like
I'm sure it will
Netflix.
serve
You
us
can never
until we can
find
find
something to
another
do.
source.
There's just too many choices.
Glad to hear it.
I have never beaten a game on
You and His
Game
Grace are
Pass,
very
not
much
once,
alike,
and I've had it for
you know.
years.
You think only of how you might help others.
I get like my
never of the
fill,
danger to
couple hours
yourselves.
of one game,
No
and then
more
I'm
than
like,
you
all
are
right,
reminding my brother.
I got my fill of this game. I'm gonna
You've
drop
risked a
it.
lot for him,
And that's it.
and I thank you for it.
I am honored that you should say so. But I beg you, my lord, do not give too much of yourself for the sake of others. We could not afford to lose you.
Yeah, that new OLED
keep
version.
that in
I'm kind of upset about that OLED version because I didn't buy a Steam Deck when it came out. I bought it like 10 months ago. Right? So here's the thing. I bought it 10 months ago. And then like a month or two after I bought it, there was I don't know, like what was it, like 20-year anniversary of Steam or something like that? Was it I think it was like 20 years of like the Steam store itself. Something either like 20 or 25. And they had like a 20% off. I was like, man, I could have saved myself 20% off. But I was like, you know, it is what it is. Can't really complain about that. And then like 6 months after that, the OLED came out, and I'm like, oh my god, I would have. And now I'm just like, I know it's more than just a new screen. I mean, yeah, it's an OLED screen. I think it's slightly bigger.
How do you
Um,
split the sea, you reckon?
I'm sure there's minor things inside the Steam Deck that are probably, you know, made better. It's got a bigger battery. The CPU has a smaller, I think it's made on a smaller, I don't know if they're transistors. You know how you see a CPU and it'll say, you know, the CPU is made at like 7 nanometers. I think that they're talking about the transistors, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they lowered it from like 7 to 6, so it's like more power efficient. And along with the bigger battery, it lasts a lot. It lasts quite a bit longer.
Well,
A
then,
considerable chunk. I think it's like 20,
we must
30% or
listen to this.
something.
Lawsman, tell him.
Do you recall
The CPU
when we
die.
spoke before on the divinity of Ultima?
Yeah, but when they say like,
It inspired me to
when they
delve
say
deeper
the
into
CPU is built at like 6
And what I
nanometers,
discovered appears to
I'm
agree
assuming
with
that's the
findings of
spacing
His
between
Grace.
two things.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins
I'm not
began
sure
with the mural at Phoenix Gate.
specifically what
But
the
while
two
I've
things
always known
are.
it to be important,
I know in GPUs
its
it's like
secrets have heretofore
transistors.
eluded me.
I don't know if it's the
Now,
same in
however,
CPU
I
or
believe
in
I
a
know
CPU.
where to find the more complete example.
Oh, that's the
one that
size of
will
the die,
reveal
but the
all
die is
the
usually
secrets.
pretty big.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus?
You can see the die
I
with
would
your
think
eyes.
not, if you have.
Unless what I'm looking
But
at
there
as
was
a die
once
is not a
time
die.
when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on Storm, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on Storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples might still stand. And so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach us, though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss. To think that you carried a copy of my old mentor's chronicles all along. I am relieved to discover it in good hands.
I shall guard it with my life.
Joshua, if you're finished here, join me in the ale hall. I need to speak to everyone before we leave.
Right away.
If it please your grace, might I one day borrow the chronicles? For a short while.
Of course, Lawsman Hippocrates. You need but ask.
He's all about that knowledge.